Hello everyone and welcome to the iSpring Solutions webinar. Thank you very much for joining us today. And before we move to the actual webinar, I would like to really quickly share with you very exciting news. I would like to thank everyone who has submitted your testimonial and feedback on the Capterra.com website for iSpring Learn and iSpring Suite, because yesterday we were awarded with the best support for 2017. So again, thank you very much, guys, for doing that. Great job. And what's more exciting is that a part of this best team will be presenting for you today. So the topic of our today's webinar is how to quickly launch online training with iSpring. And this is our regular webinar, but today we decided to do it a little bit differently. So in order to do that, I have invited our senior technical support engineer, Max Hyanin. Hi, Max. How are you doing today?
Hi, Paulina. Good. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm very excited for today's webinar. So I've also invited Michael Shvedov, and he is as well a senior technical support engineer, and he will be taking care of the questions that you guys have along the webinar. So as always, we are going to have a Q&A session at the end of the webinar. And also, if you have any questions during Max's presentation, please don't hesitate to submit them. You may find the question box on the right side of the GoToWebinar panel, and you're welcome to send your questions there, and we will be more than happy to address them. Michael will be responsible for that. Hi, Michael. Thank you very much for joining us.
Hi, guys. If any question comes up, please let me know.
Awesome. And I just wanted to also mention that if for some reason we can't answer all of the questions that come up during the webinar, we will definitely get back to you after the webinar. So guys, don't worry, we will take care of all the questions. And please share with us whatever you have on your mind about e-learning, about iSpring, any questions, comments, suggestions. We always are very happy to read your feedback and, of course, implement it and make our products, our webinars, our website better for you guys. And again, just one more quick announcement before I actually pass the mic over to Max is that we are going to participate in the, I think, total maybe craziness that's called Black Friday, and we will be a part of it. We will, starting November 21st, we will also be a part of that. And if you guys are interested in any products or services that you would like to obtain from iSpring, please send your email in the question box, and we will provide you with more details after the webinar as well. And I hope that works for everyone. So, okay, I will no longer hold this. So, Max, it's your turn to shine. So let me please make you the presenter.
Thank you, Paulina. I really appreciate that. Let me share the screen really quick.
Yep, I can see it.
Is it better now?
Yeah. Looks perfect.
Okay, wonderful. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today. And it's wonderful to see that so many people are here to learn how to launch online training quickly and efficiently. You know, that gives me a feeling that this topic is relevant and interesting. And why we are here today. My personal goal is to make sure that you have no questions left by the end of our meeting. And so thank you, Paulina, for announcing that even if we still have questions, we will definitely cover that. We would be happy to do that. And how we typically achieve that. Earlier, I would open the presentation already created by our designers and then be like, hey, this is the presentation. Using managed narration, you can go ahead and add some more exciting narration to your presentation. Check out the quiz, check out the dialogue simulation. You know, it's cool, but after the Q&A session, people still had something to ask. Moreover, I love what iSpring does, know the technical part of the software, and love to talk. So we can spend hours on that, and it apparently doesn't work well. So, quick example I found myself thinking of is my wonderful wife wants a new car. So we go to Mercedes, check out a brand new CLA, and listen to the sales manager. He can spend hours describing how good this car is, how it works, but that won't give us a real feel of driving this car. To launch online training with iSpring, as Paulina mentioned, is our regular webinar, which we've done hundreds of times. Today, we're gonna make it different, and some of our attendees shared that just looking at the features along with expert doesn't work that well. I absolutely agree with this point, and that's why I want to invite all of you today to take the actual test drive and create the e-learning course from scratch together using iSpring, put it on LMS and make it available for your audience. So I think that's, although we have 15 minutes left, that would be enough to create a good package. And I also want to learn more about what you expect from the webinar. Your feedback would be really helpful. So if you don't mind, could you please answer to our poll? I will allow you just a minute to do that.
Thank you very much, Max, for launching it. And if you guys could briefly take a vote and share with us what do you expect from this event, this will be wonderful. And if none of these options suit your choice, please send us a comment in the comment section, and this will provide us with more information about our wonderful iSpringers. And we would like to be more helpful for you guys so that we sort of bring more useful content for you in the future. This will help us work on our future webinars. So again, thank you in advance for taking the time to vote. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Paulina. Quick interesting fact, just so you know, our version 8.7, currently the most up-to-date version of iSpring, was created purely from feature requests which our customers submitted. All right, we have 90% voted. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that you found time for this, and it will be helpful.
Yeah, and just a quick note. Sorry for interrupting. It looks like about a half of our attendees today need to launch online training and they don't know where to start. So, what do you think, Max? Will your webinar answer this question and help them to get started, get going?
I will do my best to make sure that it helps. And you know, I will try to make it interesting both for those who want to start out, who just need a right direction to start out, and as well to those who already have experience and background in e-learning. So, well, looks like nobody has disconnected. So, Paulina, I'm probably not that boring, and we are ready to start. All right. First thing first, we have PowerPoints opened, and so for those who looks at iSpring at the very first time, iSpring appears as just an extra tab in your PowerPoint presentation. I will start from the very scratch. And so since it's a new project, I would go ahead and give it a name. And today we will probably work on e-learning cookbook. I think that would be perfectly showing today's workflow. So I'm starting with the blank presentation, and you know, from the very school when I was creating 80 projects in PowerPoints, I had a hard time with the design. That's why my go-to place is the content library iSpring has. Content library consists of several parts. One of them is slide templates, and I think it's a very right thing to start your presentation. I would probably use course title template. It works perfectly because we can feed course title, also enter a brief description of the course. And I don't think that the picture will be very suitable. So what I would do is send into back deleting the actual picture, and then I can insert my own background. That is the concept of iSpring. What I personally like here is that you can customize everything. I will go ahead and change the course title. So today, guys, we're gonna work on e-learning cookbook. And I hope that by the end of our session, you will have an idea of how to boil, fry, roast, bake, and grill your training content like a pro with no learning curve. We can make the font a little bigger. Have our first slide produced in just a couple of seconds. No course will make sense if you don't have course objectives. That's why I will go ahead and look for another template. What is really cool here, if you like some topic, so for example, my topic of the template was office, it is the whole section, I can just start typing it and search by tag. So all of the slide templates in the same design will immediately appear. I will go ahead and use course objectives and quickly insert them to the slide. Everything here can be also customized. And let me take this opportunity to go through what are we up to one more time. So while creating this spicy e-learning cookbook, I hope that we will together learn how to quickly create your training content using iSpring Suite. And basically, it will be grilling it like a chef does. It is also important to make the content effective and engaging for the learner because otherwise it just doesn't make sense. We will also speak about collecting the relevant user feedback and their training results because it's important to know how your users do, and that's the whole concept of online training. I also want to actually show how to launch online training. We won't be working on just a part of the launch process. We'll actually go ahead and put the course right to the LMS. So I think it doesn't lie if we keep it like that. And as a little extra, let me just insert think about it module. By the way, this icon is also from iSpring Suite, from the icons part. You can find hundreds of them there to make sure your course designs in effective manner. There are navigation buttons, icons, just a lot of cool things, including emoticons designed for your e-learning course. So my question when I look at this picture was, who earns the most money in the picture on the left? You just answered on one poll, so I will probably not run another. But I think it's pretty obvious that on this picture, this group will receive more money than others. And it is also about iSpring tools, which let me know that, because these people, as you can see, they're all in their mobile phones, and apparently they already launched online training using iSpring solutions. So let's make your audience do the same and study effectively on their way to work, on their way to school, college, depending on for whom you want to launch the training platform. We are all set for the first slide, and let me look up some templates. To save our time, I will use the search by tag, and I think model title template will work best. Here we can show that it is just chapter 1 of our course. This chapter will be about meeting the chef. Our chef will be here to show the tool and give some insider tips and useful tricks for e-learning content and how to make it finger looking good. And, I don't think that background actually suits to our needs. So we will go ahead and find some other backgrounds right here in the content library. Paulina, do you think CEO Office will work well?
Sure, why not?
Awesome. Let's check out how that looks. And I will go ahead and send it to the back. All right. I like this. It can be duplicated just so that we can save some time. And then we can go ahead and simply delete unnecessary parts. That is one more beautiful thing I love about Content Library. It saves my time. I don't need to be a designer to create the courses, and they still look pretty good. Of course, it is important to add the personality to your course. I'm not saying that you need to do it over and over again, but I think that if we decided to introduce the chief, it's better to do that. So we will go ahead and use Content Library. Give it a second and it will load up. Here we have more than 100 of characters, and each of the characters is presented in 500 different poses. So you can go ahead, search by gender, clothing, age. There are many search types which let you find the character who will exactly fit to your course. Well, I think we can use Jasmine for this course. And I definitely want this to be a gradient picture. Not only emotions, but also actions are available here. So we will go ahead and insert this picture right to our course. Even if you need to increase the size of the picture, it will still stay in high quality because all of the pictures are done by our professionals. So you don't need to worry about the quality of the picture when you insert that to your course. We'll go ahead and zoom the slide back. And then let me insert some cloud to simulate the speech of our character. It's possible to do it with basic shapes of PowerPoint. You can also do that by custom ones. I have this one already pre-created.
Do you have
So,
a word clouds in the content library?
yeah, word clouds are available in icons. So if we go ahead and search for that, I'm sure that must be in. Give me just a second to scroll.
I'm sure something can be used as a word cloud in there.
Yeah, and it's also a good feature request, so we definitely gonna submit that.
Thank you.
Thanks for the question. So yeah, let's get back to our e-learning chat. And I think that hi, glad to meet you will bring more engaging and more action feeling to our e-learning, to our learner. So that's why I'm inserting it right to the word clouds. After that, it makes sense to meet our learner in person, and we have a tool for that. iSpring has Dialog Simulations Master, and if you just create and use slides, you can always insert that using simulation button. iSpring Talk Master works perfectly when you need to check out somebody's communication skills. So when you just start working with that, it might seem weird. But here is what happening. You can create new scene. Let me go ahead and find Jasmine from the content library again. We can do that by typing in the name. And every character will have 5 different emotions. I will insert Jasmine at the normal emotion. The picture will be immediately downloaded from our content library. And let's look up some background as well. I think to make a feeling that the dialogue happens at the same place, it makes sense to use the same one. So I will look for CEO office. This one should work as well, just a different perspective. So whenever you're set with character and background, it's possible to start actually creating simulation. It's not that much to ask when it comes to e-learning cookbook. And start with, when do you want to start launching your online training with iSpring? Let's pretend that we are creating the course for you. And it is also possible to go ahead and insert reply options. So every time you need to add another option for your learner, you just go ahead and do that. This will be our start scene. You can change scene color, but what is more exciting, you can go ahead and drag from one reply option to empty space within your Talkmaster to create another scene. So we go ahead and create question for scene number 2. And there will be different options as well. So do you have some PowerPoints to start with? Yeah, bunch of them, and no, but PowerPoint is as easy as iSpring. And I think that puzzles will probably work best for this scene. After that, let's go ahead and create answer option for another reply. So we're really glad that you want to do that right now, but please stay tuned by the end of this webinar. And when you don't want the learner to choose from the answer options, you can go ahead and add info message. So it can be, okay, sounds like a plan. And let's change emotion to happy as well. We will drag that to different place. I've already done it. That can be also an option. So if you already launched the training, you probably know more than I do, and it's definitely very good experience. For this answer choice, I will go ahead and create another scene. It won't take us a long time to finish this dialogue simulation. So we will leave this scene as finish. This will continue the flow of our dialogue. We can connect one scene with another immediately after you create them. So for a bunch of them, I will go ahead and create our final scene. And for no, but PowerPoint is as easy as iSpring. And yeah, it's a good time for me to ask you, our attendees, to forgive me for my attempt to entertain you by creating this idiom. So I hope that iSpring is as easy as PowerPoint for you when it comes to creating. And we'll definitely change the emotion of our character to angry. Okay, it might not make much sense if you just look at this sim, but let me just go ahead and hit preview. We have our character. Character has different emotions, and the learner can see the emotion. So if you want to start right now, character would smile and say, we're glad that you're excited, but stay with us by the end. You would be the one to go ahead and set the workflow for the learner who goes through the simulation. For every response, it's possible to assign the audio file so your learners will actually hear what you are saying. It's actually really easy to do that with our voiceover tool. Let me go ahead and show that. So you can even insert this, go ahead and export the script. which you can handle to your voiceover artist in order to let them record the whole dialogue simulation and then send you out the file. If you will have the audio files for every phrase, it will be possible to import all of the audio files in just a couple of clicks. So narrating over your dialogue simulation is really easy, and you can also do that right here within the dialogue simulation tool. Let's close the voiceover modes. And a really cool tip to share is that if you jump to properties, you can actually enable simulation evaluation. So it will be possible for you to learner, and you will get the results right into your learning management system through email. It just depends on how you set that. So it can be not just a training tool, but it can be also a good way to grade your learners and see how well they handle the conversation. I would appreciate if you take just a second to use the chat box and drop us a message into chats on how you like it so far. Does it feel easy? Do you think iSpring Talkmaster will help you in some of your training processes? And I will allow you just 30 seconds to finish that. If you have questions on Talkmaster, please feel free to send them right now. It might make sense to show it right away, not closing the tool. Thank you.
Hey, Max. So Linda says that she can't quite see where you're clicking to bring up the various options, but she thinks that really she likes this step-by-step approach. And somebody says that's actually really useful. It embeds into the PowerPoint as a single slide, the Talkmaster.
Yeah, thank you, Paulina. Thank you guys for commenting. So all of the settings are available from the top bar. Maybe because of little delay of the video, you cannot notice me clicking. But after you create it, we just hit save and return to course. And you have this simulation within your PowerPoint. So it will be absolutely integrated into your PowerPoint presentation. And after you publish it, and we will be there, it will be possible for you to share it with your learners. Paulina, are there any other questions?
There are lots of comments. Um,
Wonderful.
yeah,
I swear
so
I would read every comment.
yeah, so speaking in general, people are very liking the Talkmaster tool, and some of them haven't used it before, so they're excited to get started.
That's really great. And so this tool was enhanced a lot by your requests. So it's good to mention that as well. Guys, if you have any ideas on improvements, please share it with us. It doesn't hurt to ask. And so we can always share your feedback to our product development team. And who knows, maybe this feature will be part of the new update. Okay, let's get back to building the presentation. We're rushing a little bit, we only have 1 hour to create that. So I will copy the slide number 4 and so choose another emotion of our Jasmine. By the way, recent characters will be right here. Just so you notice that, here you will have the list of all of the characters who were recently used so that you don't need to waste time finding the character again. And I think that it is time to jump into further exploration of iSpring. So we will use timeout gesture. Looks like Kung Fu or something. Anyway, let me go ahead and make Jasmine of pretty much same size. She would say to you, our cool audience, that it's nice talking, but she just got a message that she needs to go. Making size a little more suitable. Actually, it's easier to increase the size of the word clouds. And after that, we will go ahead and create a quick quiz. To do that, I also need to create another slide and just switch to iSpring Suite and hit where it says quiz. In iSpring, you have two options you can go with. It's possible to create graded quizzes as well. You can create survey, and the difference will be in number of points you actually get for answering the question. Just to show you the grading, I will go ahead and create the one which can be graded. And that's the way our quiz master looks. So the whole concept here is that we have two form view. So whenever and do the technical part of this question, I will stay in form view. And whenever I need to design, I will quickly switch to slide view. So let's start with the very simple question. And so I think it should be survey. I will use pick one. And this question will be, hi username, what features did you like most? Since it's survey and it apparently works for right, honest, sincere feedback, the first option will be all of them. Another one is every single feature. And so we can also change the feedback our learner can see. So here in feedback, you can add a quick note for every single question. To make it more convenient and basically to show how that looks, let me preview. So that's the way the question looks. You can choose that. You can get the feedback, which was set up by the training creator, and that's the way it works. But of course, it doesn't look really good. So we will jump to slide view and work a bit on the appearance of our quiz. I will go ahead and find some backgrounds, again, in iSpring content library. I think I can start with this one. Give it a second to download. Our course will be named e-learning guestbook. So we should probably change the slide title. Let's move it over a little and let's leave the quick tip for those who use iSpring quizzes for the first time that it's necessary to click where it says start quiz. Let's go ahead and adjust another background, maybe some desktop kind of thing will be most suitable for this slide. And I can definitely move over the question. Let's also create another question and we can make it graded this time. So it will be true or false question. Let it be, are you doing okay? The first answer choice would be, yeah, we're also excited about posting it online. And the second will be, come on, Max, you're boring. Only honest feedback. So basically, we need to change the result slides as well. And that's what I'm going to do. So for positive results, I would say good to hear that. And we will add that Max has failed it for negative results. Let's do the same thing with backgrounds. It doesn't take a lot of time, but gives you a lot of flexibility. Moreover, it's possible to save your themes. And if you need to quickly design your presentation, you can do that just in a couple of clicks. We'll keep the same one. And for this, I will probably use some other backgrounds. Let me move it over. And of course, it's hard to create this type of quiz without essay type of question, which will actually collect the feedback from the learner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you this presentation in a message after our today's webinar. So I hope that you will give me some better idea of what you liked. And it apparently takes less time than writing an email. You will be able to just open the link, and that's pretty much it. For last time, I'm opening backgrounds. By the way, here we also have objects and characters accessible. So you can actually go ahead. Yeah, let me just go ahead and open it through objects. The laptop on the back and increase its size so that the display fits your feedback. And we can quickly go ahead and change backgrounds on something more natural. Maybe abstract will work best. Let's leave it light brown. So here it is. I know that we didn't go through every single question, and it would be a big miss not to show the capabilities of Quizmaker. There are actually 11 graded and 12 survey questions. I know that my colleagues from development team work on increasing this number. A little spoiler for you, in version 9, we're gonna have drag and drop type of question, and it will definitely allow you to enhance the way you create quizzes for your learners, for your employees, and especially for those who work in retail, it would be a great help when it comes to merchandise and many other things. And for those who work with kids and want to make it more engaging, it is also a great help. But the whole point is that if you need to create a graded question, you can do that here. And it's possible to leave default options. And let's say every single question is worth 10 points. And at the same time, you can make it custom. So for every single question, you can do special settings. It's not hard at all. Same thing applies to feedback and branching. If you want to go ahead and change feedback for some answer choice, you can do that. If you need to change branching, you can do that as well. And so I don't think it will be possible to show it right here. My quiz structure and a bit of lag in terms of time just don't allow me to do that. But in iSpring, you can create different question groups, enhance them with info slides, which lets you provide even more information, not just question within your quiz. And then you can use those question groups as sort of word bank, question bank, I'm sorry. So it is possible to use every single group as a pool, and you can randomize and shuffle the questions out of every single pool. You can shuffle the pools themselves. If you go to properties, it will be possible to do that. And in navigation, you can select random groups out of number of groups you have. So the whole idea of iSpring Quizmaker is an ability to quickly let you produce the quiz. You want to make it technical, please make it technical. It can be very hardcore with just text and answers. It is still the way to check the knowledge. And you want to make it strict exam, please do that. You want to make it typical training where you don't care that much about the final results except for knowledge of your learner. You can also do that, and all of that is very easy. In Player, you can customize the appearance of your quiz, basically finish this customization. Let me choose more suitable color scheme. If you want to change text, you can do that everywhere in iSpring. It's possible to change every single pop-up message, every single button if you have this need. And we also have some built-in localizations. And let's just check out how the quiz would look like after finishing one more little adjustment. In properties, where all of the settings are, you can change the name, you can require grading by test groups, So this way you will see the result for one poll and then result for one question pool and then result for another question pool, or grades for entire test, time limit, number of attempts, rich but still common for quiz builder functionality. What makes it different is ask for quiz taker information, and we all want to know who is that guy who passed the quiz. That's the place where you can ask for name, you can ask for email, and as soon as you hit OK, our quiz will start requesting this information. Let me save and return to course. We'll open the quiz as soon as we finish publishing the course. And now let me drop a few words about the tool in general, and then we will put that on LMS and see how that works from LMS. Before that, please let me know. And so, as usually, your feedback is very much appreciated.
I'm sorry, Max, you cut for a sec. Can you repeat this, please?
Sure. So I would really appreciate if you could comment what do you think about Quizmaker, if you find it useful, or if you have question particularly about Quizmaker, please feel free to send it to us and we can cover it right now.
Mm-hmm. All right, and I just wanted to let you know that we have 15 minutes, so that you can cover. Do you have that last part left with uploading?
Yeah, it is basically the last part,
Okay, great.
and it all comes to a couple of words about the functionality,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll just put it online, and basically we will have that launched. So,
Awesome, because we
what
have
we
some questions and I would really like to cover them during the Q&A, so just
okay,
letting you know.
wonderful. Give me like 5 to 7 minutes. I think that should be enough.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. So what we have left here in iSpring Suite is ability to use YouTube video. You can use your web objects, embed code, create screen recording, and put it right here into your presentation. It's possible to add interaction and add narration, which will be synchronized video or audio narration for the whole course. But being honest, it is not used in every single course, and I hope you understand that's something you can use in one course, some things you can use in another course. So I wasn't going for that right now during our today's meeting, but please check it out. I'm sure you would love that. And other abilities of iSpring are also impressive. I just wanted to go through the very special moments. We have one part left. It's all about publishing, and that's where the magic basically happens. So when you publish your course, you need to hit where it says publish, and from typical PowerPoint, your presentation will become actual e-learning package. What's going on with that? You just get package which can be supported by learning management system. In our case, it's iSpring Learn. If you already have other LMS, you can use another tab. It will be also possible. If you want to put your presentation on the website, it also will be possible. Just use Web tab if you manually upload that, or iSpring Cloud tab if you need to get embed code from our services. And once again, you're welcome to ask questions and we can review your particular case after the webinar. Today, I want to show you how to publish your presentation to iSpring Learn. I always keep it to the very end because it's very easy to publish. It's about computer doing the thing for you. At the opposite, when you create the course, it takes time. You need to get information, and that's the biggest limit. When you publish to iSpring Learn, all you need to do is select the tab. That's what I just hit. I can also adjust the name, and here will be a sign-in table. So it will be possible for you to use sign-in form to log into the LMS and upload the course directly. It's also possible to change the design like we already did I will go ahead and use typical business presentation and remove the company logo. That's one more thing I really love about iSpring. Whatever you want to change, it's possible to change it. So let's keep it as none. Quickly change the color scheme. Apply and close. There are some settings. They're very cool, like starting over or suggesting the learner to resume the presentation. You can play around with compression, but basically, as soon as you're here, all you need to do is hit publish. Since it's LMS, it makes sense to check out the progress and completion settings. In my course, I will keep 7 out of 7 slides for the highest grade. I don't want to rate simulation, and I will rate the quiz for half score. Let's hit publish. It will It takes a little time to publish, so let me go ahead and open some demos just so that you can see what happens if it comes to e-learning experts. And I always love to share the history of the Thanksgiving sample. Moreover, Thanksgiving is going to be soon. So iSpring saves all of the animations and transitions of your PowerPoints. Here is Paulina again, and it is the video inserted through video narration. And that's how it looks like when it's posted on the website. Same quiz, you get feedback, you get different score, and so on. So what our main intention was when creating this tool, and what I particularly like about iSpring, is that it doesn't take you hours to create training, and it doesn't take you hours to actually upload training. While it finishes publishing, I will go ahead and start looking at the LMS itself. That's how it looks. And when you log in there, you just see regular dashboard. On this dashboard, you get most relevant statistics, number of courses, number of users. The whole concept here, and we would have a separate demo for LMS, I won't go through that right now, is to make it easy. You have people section, you create the user, you assign the course you uploaded with iSpring to this user, and user finishes the course, you immediately get the results. So it takes no time to launch this platform. We don't ask you to put it on your own server. And so I hope that after this webinar, you will be very calm about the part of content creation. You will know how much it takes, and you will know that the only limit is the time required to get right information for your course. And same works with LMS. Create a person, assign the content. After that, go ahead and see the report of your user. That's how the uploaded course look like. I will go ahead and open preview from our LMS. So that's what we just created in 1 hour. Here is the e-learning cookbook. Our simulation works. You're more than welcome to take the quiz. I will type in Max. For those who noticed, that's the reason for which I used username variable when creating the course. I hope that I wasn't boring today. And so I will go ahead and share this course with you after the webinar so that we can get some feedback. So that's pretty much it. I'm open to your questions. And Paulina, do you have some questions?
Sure, I have lots of questions from our Attendees, thank you very much, guys. And before we move on to the Q&A session, I would like to mention that the recording of this webinar will be sent to all the attendees and also to everyone who registered, so don't worry. And Max, did you also mention that you will be able to share the presentation that you used?
Sure, I can both send the original, the
Mm-hmm.
published version, and I particularly want to invite our attendees to take a look at the guest book so that we can get more feedback.
Oh, okay. Wonderful. Yeah, and also, just one more time, we are planning to launch the Black Friday sale on November 21st. So if you guys are interested in any of iSpring products or services, could you please send your email address and we will get back to you after the webinar and address any questions that you may have about the pricing. Okay, so at this point we are ready to move on to the Q&A session. Finally, thank you very much, Max, by the way, for this wonderful presentation. I read a lot of very nice feedback about the approach that you used. So I think it was very nice. Nicely
Thank
done.
you, Paulina.
Sure. So the question from Janice. So content library is not part of the iSpring license. It's an additional purchase. How does that work?
Yes, that is correct. Content library is available as separate service. It's available on the basis of annual subscription. But if you take advantage of iSpring Suite full service, you will get content library included. And this offer which we have makes much more sense, at least financial sense. So you will get content library and everything required to efficiently start out your e-learning. Quick spoiler, it is right now $1,170. As far as I know, tomorrow it will be available at $970 for the year. So
Awesome. Thank you. All right, and a question from Brett, but I'm not sure what does it exactly mean. Can you make Jasmine talk like an avatar? You
uh, Brad, I think I see what you mean, but I don't think it will be currently possible with iSpring. So there is no animation of the character. It's just a picture. What we ourselves used were triggers. So basically on every mouse click, we changed the animation and we used different picture that created feeling of the person actually moving and actually speaking. So that might be part of workaround.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And another question from Lisa. Will quiz results feed to the LMS for tracking completion?
Lisa, that would depend on LMS, but you can also get those results to your email address, just having it set with iSpring. Most often, yes, it will directly go to the learning management system. It just depends on the level of reporting. So it might be past 90%, it might be past 90% and every single answer.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And the next question is from Fernando. Is it possible to remove the video navigation tools that are displayed for the quiz?
I'm not sure if I got this question.
Yeah, Fernando, if you can possibly provide us more details, this would be amazing.
We can jump on a quick call after the webinar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I hope that it will be possible to talk through this question and understand that. Sorry for not answering right away, Fernando.
Mm-hmm. And the next one is from Steve. Is there a way to prevent a user from moving ahead on presentation until the audio or video has completed?
Absolutely. Steve, you can easily do that. And so it's all set when you create project with iSpring. So you want to make it free. you're welcome to do that. Learner can navigate at his own pace. And if you want to make it very strict, you can prevent the learner from jumping somewhere ahead.
Thank you very much. And the next one is from Andrew. Can you preview the course and its scenes functionality before you publish?
Absolutely. There is a special preview option right here. Also, for example, if you have LMS, you can just publish it for the website to open it locally without a need to upload it to LMS every single time. So here it is. You can click through everything. And yeah, my fault. I should have used Presentation Explorer to give names to the slides. Sorry for not doing that. It is also possible to adjust that with iSpring.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We ready to move on to the next one?
Sure.
All right, so the next one is from Patricia. What was the code for iSpring to insert the course taker's name?
Happy to send you more information on that. Basically, you just, let me type it right here. You just use the variable from the lists available when you ask for quiz taker information. So that particular one was percent user name percent, and that's the way variables work. You can insert email, company, anything you require.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and another one from Patricia as well. Do you have special pricing for the content library?
Patricia, I think we can definitely find one for you, and that applies to everybody. We are very excited that so many people were here. So if you've been at this webinar or been registered, wasn't able to make it, and want to learn more about special pricing, you don't need to spend hours on our website. Just let us know, we will find something. And I would personally work to make a good offer to you.
Great. Okay, so people are basically saying that they like the presentation. Superb webinar. Thanks. Thanks, Max, for a great presentation. Okay, and then there is also one question from Brian. Can you go over the cost for each package? And I think this would be much more easier to do on a personal call or via email because it depends mostly on your particular project or task you're planning to do. Am I correct, Max?
I agree. There are some parts which are much easier to be discussed in a personal call. Brian, if you could just send the right time to the question box so that we have it, I can give you a call even today. So just let us know what works best for you.
Yep. And also, there were a couple of questions about publishing to a different LMS. For example, not iSpring Learn. Could you please briefly highlight this?
Yeah, sorry for not covering it in the more details. We were launching training with iSprint. So if you want to use different LMS, the capabilities of iSprint are really huge. SCORM 1.2, SCORM 2004, AACC, XAPI, and SEMI 5 would be available formats. We support them. And that means that we basically have perfect compatibility with any LMS. And so on our website, you can also easily find the section with all of the LMS we already tested out. And so we have a special engineer who works on making sure we test it. Litmus would be absolutely compatible, Joni. Just noticed your question.
Yeah, and we do have, I'm sorry, I was reading the comments, but did you mention that we have the whole list on the website? I'm sure you did.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah. I think that right now we need to wrap up because the time is up. And like I said before, if there were any questions that we didn't cover during the presentation, we will get back to you after the webinar. And I would like to thank you, Max, one more time because people looked like people really liked the webinar, the approach that you used, the really practical one. So thank you very much again for covering this topic today for all our iSpringers. Thank you.
Thank you, Paulina. Thank you, everybody. It's been a really cool experience, and I hope to meet you on upcoming webinars. They may have a little different topic, but if you can spend a couple of minutes and just send the feedback in a response to our emails we are going to send, that would be great help. It's impossible to improve without listening to the feedback.
Absolutely. Yeah, right. And thank you very much, Michael, as well. You've been so quiet today, but you've definitely covered, I think, most of the questions that people were sending in today. So, Michael, thank you very much. I really appreciate your being on the webinar with us today.
Thank you, Michael.
Yeah, Michael
Okay,
is
looks
probably
like
busy answering the rest of them. Okay, so thanks again, guys, for joining us today. We will have another webinar next week, next Tuesday, because it will be Thanksgiving, so we don't want to interrupt you from your family. We really want you to enjoy this week of Thanksgiving. So next Tuesday, we will have our existing client Mike Serentala from Canada, from Knowledge One company, and he will be talking about his experience and his 5 steps to making boring presentations and turning them into engaging, interactive online content. So I think that this webinar will be really, really helpful to anyone. This will be not just simple tips, but the actual approach that they used along the way, and they have actually developed very successful product. And he was covering this presentation at the DevLearn conference that we went to last month, and it was just crowded there. Everybody was very interested. So we would like you guys to also get a chance to ask your questions and hear about his experience. So yes, you're more than welcome to join, and I will be sending the invitation link in my message along with the presentation and the recording of today's webinar. Okay, so I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and we'll see you next week. Bye bye, everyone. Bye, Max. Bye, Michael.
bye, everybody. Take care, guys.